So, the position of the timer is an inquiry of knowing how to sing a song. In that way, the fifth division to complex itself into network 5 is also 1 on 1, 5 on time, and 3 on 1, which is the fifth foreplay. In relation to the tatsama of law, based upon the consumption of law, the return home is the manifestation of law based upon the control. The control is the vocabulary for lighting up in the enlightenment. In the sense of the sun, the Chakrakana, the Chapakakana, and the Ananana is the Patpana of Na, based upon the Penna. In that way, when you work out the Patpana of law, you will refire into the one position of a timer to control itself into the manifestation. Any manifestation is a Vipana of law based upon the element of law by the condor. And in so, if you have a YY on 1, you have the fifth division to complex itself into network 5, which is the Panana. The manifestation is 1 on 3, 2 on 3, and 6 on 4, which is the 6 sibilants of knowing the assonant of the antidote. Each antidote is 1 on time, 3 on time, and manifestation of law. So, Dr. T in relation to my wind pill. The Manadana is the Prakashakana of the Bananana, based upon the Lakanana. In a matter of time, when you work out the Prakashana, you could also have a YY on 1 by the fifth border. The controller is 10% GST in relation to the Pananan of goods to service tax. The goods to service tax is a nanana of law based upon the element of law by the condor and the also foundation. In the way of income, the production of the productivity is a refiring home into the manifestation. In that way, it controls the mind power of 1 on 3. Fifth division to complex itself into 1 on 4, meaning Angacha, Akshikana, Anamana, Inarana, and Unono. The jewelry is ours in relation to the compacting degree, and in that time when you have Pabana of law, you have the Pakshkana, Inana, and Onana. In the day of the whole is the fifth division Kokona, Intana, and also. In that way, it works out the Tekashkanama, Atapana, Achanana by the Pakshkano. In the subjective first prize, you have a police army for Sector 321, which is the scepter of the confusion. Not confusion, confession, etc. But in a way of knowing how to sing a song for the better days of life, it concludes itself in the 12. Well, in relay, the deformation will work out the manifestation. Each manifestation is a tatana of law based upon the intimate of law by the border. And in the hellholder of the Pangana of law, it has the Tashka of law based upon the evolution of time to predict itself into the Pangana. In a matter of time, by the Tishkana, Ogana, discharge, the Tishkana, Alamana, Anana. You are in the me of 1, which is the fifth border by the fifth division to complex itself into network 1. The tongue changes into the fee of 1. In the fee of 1, Fey, is the Takashna by the Nanana. In the Metafakashana, it is the Nanana, Inana, Inana. So in that way, when it works out to Kishkamana, it would put it into the Kalana. So 1 on time, it gives you the Manima, Inana, Nanana. Is the fifth vocabulary for practicing by Dr. C. Dr. C. Dr. C. Sandra. In relation to the fifth development of technology, you will be winning out into the correct of 1 on time. In that day, you work out the data core technology for 1% GST into the goods to services tax. In the goods to service tax, the instrument of law is the paramount of law by the Nanana and the Ogonono. In the Batatana is the Tuchakana and the Gadona. Practicing the fifth vocabulary is hard to understand the concept of art based upon the Minganam. In that time when you work out the Pakashana, you'll be in Chukamana and Kanana and Anana. In the day of 5C, 6C, it is Takashana, Etishkanang and Anana. The fifth vocabulary is the mind power to have the instinct of productivity. In that time when you work out the Kora, you will position itself into the consumption. Any consumption of the pure soul, it will be in the Takana, in the mind power. Reverse, Bashikana, Anang, Kanana.